everybody. I'm Patty.
I'm Carrie.
And happy Tuesday. We are excited to be here today. We have a very special lesson. It is a very unique lesson, and it is going to blow your hippie noodle, and you are going to be happy that you tuned in today.
Yeah, we're featuring a super fun collection that really can be used in lots of ways. It's our background word collection, and these stencils have exactly what their collection is, background words. And so they have different themes with lots of different fonts and different words for the theme. So there's Christmas and nativity and wine and fall and Easter and Halloween.
Faith and feminine and masculine. And we've got them all. Like, you guys, we've got the collection. Like, this is something that has been near and dear to my heart forever.
Yeah.
Like, lettering and words are just a thing for me. Like, it's a trigger.
Well, and these stencils are ways to make painting letters and painting words a lot easier. They come in different sizes, they come in different fonts and different themes, and you can use them a lot of different ways. Patty's going to show you a way to use them today. You can use them on the background, you can pull out words and use them on small gifts, or use them for different pieces of your project if there's a specific word and font that you want. They're just really handy.
These are things that you can use over and over and over and over, and you will find so many uses. Carrie has done gift cards. She's done gift bags, books, like the spines of books, using some of the words on these background word stencils. Yeah. And you can use a corner of it. I'm going to show you a couple of examples here, but I do want to show you what's coming up this weekend. We've invented a new technique for doing drop shadow.
Yeah, so this is actually going to be part 2 to the video that we released last weekend. I will make sure to link that above for you to watch the background video. And it is a really rustic and grungy background. And then this week, Patty's gonna stencil over that background and show you her new
technique. Let me show you the project. So what we've got going on here, this is the grungy background with the rusty effect going on. And that, I wanted it to look like just a really gnarly old sign. And then this very soft drop shadow. Normally, if you use a stencil to do your drop shadowing, then you get a very bold look. And with this, I do it a completely different way that I invented myself, being inspired by some graphic design stuff I saw online. And I was like, how could I replicate that technique? And created this technique, and it worked like a champ. You're going to love the lesson. I don't think it's a very long one, so I think that would be a really great Saturday morning little info.
Yeah, agreed.
I saw that stencil come off of the machines, and I was like, holy moly, I love that stencil. So I knew I had to do a project. So I just got super excited about it, found 30 examples to kind of go for, and then I really do love how it turned out. It's lovely. I think you're gonna love the lesson. Okay, let's get started today. Are you done?
I'm done.
Okay, so we are gonna talk about background words, and you can also use patterns as background as well. So I have some examples here, and this is kind of the why of background. Okay, so these are things that could have things painted in front of them. But it just is nice if I'm telling a wine story, say I wanted to have a bottle of wine painted in front of this. If I'm telling the wine story, having those subtle and soft background words is just such a great technique. So what I've done is I've taken, we got our card. This comes in your dome brush set, and it has a grayscale on it. Grayscale goes all the way from your very darkest to your very lightest. And if you notice, if you squint your eyes at this, it almost makes, you can do that on the screen too, it almost makes the words disappear. That's how subtle you want them to be. So you only want to go like one step over, and that's when you're going to get that disappearing thing when you squint. So you've got to be close in color, close in contrast. That's the most important thing. And so then this is an example of a Halloween one that I did. And so notice that we kept this, if I squint, I don't quite, so this is probably a 2-step separation and contrast. but it just adds to that what is going on. I've got bats and spider webs and these little critters and castle, and I've got so much going on. But if you make one thing settle into the background by fading it or doing like the technique I'm going to show you in just a minute, and we're not using paint today. And then this is one we did on our new little witch hat, which could be a Santa's hat, which could be a gnome hat. You could make this into so many things. These are a new line of standing surfaces, and we got some little embellishments. But look at how those faded words just make everything soft, but it gives it a feeling. It's such a neat little technique. And then the last example is one where I did lots and lots and lots of different textures and techniques. So that's one way that you can build your backgrounds or build your projects is by, I decoupage some book text on here. I did some burlap and glued that down. Then I have a board on top of this. Then I have a decoupage paper that has all these little soft background words, okay, on it. And then I did my lettering, my drop shadow, all the things. So like you can build texture, you can build depth, and you don't need to build a skill set. It's just a matter of learning. I guess it is a skill set of identifying contrast. So contrast is the lesson of the day. And so contrast can be beauty, but sometimes not contrast can help you have beauty as well. So these projects are all very pretty, and it's because of the no contrast. So the contrast is whatever is being featured in front. Hope that isn't too wordy. Okay, so I'm going to use a pattern stencil, and I'm going to use a wine stencil. And I've got a beautiful kind of Merlot-y color, 37, and number 40, this orange. So this one's the fall, and this one's the wine. So I got my wine words out. And this is the category of things that we're talking about today. But notice that you could take the cheers word out and have it completely live on its own. Like you can mask this, use your multi-masker. This is a tool we invented here. So you can use your multi-masker, top, bottom, sides, and then you can do your cheers on a card for your girlfriend, something like that. You can do wine snob and also make a card. But wine a little, you'll feel better. Poetry in a bottle. You could paint on a bag to put the wine in to give us a gift in seconds. Like it would take like 0 time to get this done. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to line this guy up, and then we're going to paint with, drum roll, gloss varnish. So varnish is another way that you can paint, and what you need is you need a contrast of shine. Okay, so that's what's going to give us the ability to paint with this medium. We're going to use a jumbo dauber, and we're going to go into our medium, and I'm going to tap it off over here. I don't want this to bleed under any more than I would want a color to bleed under. I don't really want to offload it, so I'm just going to tap it over here to offload a little bit. And then I'm going to show you just a little bit, and then I'm going to show you a trick. So just tap that on. It's a little bit hard to know when you are running out because it's clear. So just reload as you go. Go down here. Maybe we'll stop at the wine snob. And then I want to show you what it looks like. And then what you're going to do is you're going to peek at it. You want to peek because you can't tell through the stencil. So you peek and then you look, and yep, looks like my vino needs a little bit of work. The skinnier the lettering, the more you have to pay attention to it when you're using the jumbo dauber. The more narrow things don't tend to let the medium through it as much. So peek again. Yeah, I think that's good. Maybe wine snob a little bit more. Okay, so I'm going to take this off, and I'm going to show you what we have accomplished here. So I'm going to do reflection-y. So this is going to sit back there in that background, and it is going to be there but not be there, and you're going to be like, ooh, I see shiny. Ooh, I see a word. Ooh, I see something. So this is just the subtle awesomeness that is creativity on steroids, because you can use patterns, you can use words, you can use any kind of stencil, and you can make it into a magical piece by doing that. But now I want to show you pattern. So I'll go here with pattern. Now, one thing that I have noticed is the lighter your color gets, the less intense this works. So it's important for you to know that. So if you get into a white or a pink or a baby blue or some other kind of pastel color, this technique will still work, but it will look more like embossed paper, not as much depth. Okay, so it's a different technique, but it's important for you to know before you get started that that's how it will work. Okay, so we're going to go in here, and I'm going to show you another cool thing that you can do with this medium, and we'll go ahead and apply. It's wanting to pop up. So my sponge is grabbing that stencil and making it pop up. So what you can do with that is, and that is just completely part of the nature of that, just go give it a couple of tapes. And all is good. So I'm going to go all the way down here, and I want to show you this other technique. I want to show you the board, and then I'm going to show you this other technique. So I'm going to go kind of quick so that it doesn't dry on me before I do the thing I'm going to do. Oh, that looks so cool. Okay, so I'm going to take that off. And now you can see you have a very light effect. Very tone on tone, but it would be totally show through. So then I'm going to add this glitter on here. So this medium also becomes glue. So it's totally amazing. I'm going to do a sacrilege thing, and I'm going to put this in the trash can over here. Nope, not enough. Yep, not enough yet. I'm going to let that dry for a minute, and then I'm going to brush it off. But so you can totally use this medium as a magnet for your glitter, and that is another whole technique as well. Now let's get a mop brush or something, and we'll just put it over here on our palette. Just wipe it off. And so, I don't like that yet. And then you can have, so spend more time. Once it's dry completely, you can use a big mop brush and wipe it all off. But you can totally have a glittered effect or a gloss varnish effect. And that is how you can get some tone on tone by not using paint whatsoever and love your life as an artist, because this is fun. All right.
All right.
I think I'm done. So if you guys have questions, pop them into the comments below. Make sure that you let us know. We always love to answer your questions. It's never inconvenient. We love questions. And then make sure that you like and subscribe, ring the bell, and we'll see you in the next video.